Hello, my name is Isabel Sutcliffe. I'm the chair of the Federation of Awarding Bodies, and this is day 2 of our 2009 national conference. I'm just now reflecting on some of the messages that have been emerging, from the conference thus far. Yesterday, we chose to focus very much on changes in regulation, policy, qualification reform. This morning, we've shifted slightly, but obviously building on the same themes, into actually collaborative working. And some of the issues that certainly came out of yesterday were very much around requiring greater clarity, greater transparency, if you like, from the regulator, the new independent regulator to be set up next year, subject to legislation, of course, exactly what their requirements are. This morning, from the interim chief exec of the regulator, she has been challenging us as the awarding sector about exactly how much detail do we require. So a real challenge to us about actually demonstrating that we have confidence in our own systems and processes, and we don't need the minutiae to be taken care of by the regulator. So I think this is going to be a challenge for individual members and FAB itself, in terms of perhaps weaning us, if I can use that phrase, weaning us from how regulation has worked over the last 10, 12 years perhaps, where we've just slipped into the habit of meeting very, very detailed requirements for each and every qualification, to essentially giving us an opportunity to demonstrate our maturity as an awarding sector, where given the chance to actually work in a high-level, strategic, regulated environment, we can more than match that challenge. So, and that's the sort of, I'm just reflecting on that. We had almost top of the list as a hot topic was clarity, what exactly is required. And now the regulator is saying, actually, we're not sure we want to give you that detail, because we want you to be taking charge. So, but that's been accompanied very much by a willingness from the regulator to work with us to establish how that's going to be. So again, I think, and I've just been talking to colleagues about getting FAB locked into as soon as the consultation document is out, we'll start working on how this idea of co-regulation can work. And of course then, supporting our members in taking that forward. Another of the hot topics, of course, is that although we're all vocational awarding bodies, and therefore our primary market would be meeting the needs of employers, meeting the needs of future employees and indeed existing employees. And in that, of course, we do work very, very closely with sector skills councils. Now, sector skills councils at the moment do have an authority to actually approve of, it's a clumsy phrase, but that's it, they approve of qualifications. They don't accredit them, and they're not their qualifications. But as we actually put them into the QCF, these new qualifications that are coming through from the Sector and Qualification Reform Programme, we have to have their approval. And of course, one of the issues, another hot topic, is the extent to which the interpretation of that requirement by SSEs is varying across the piece. That whilst we welcome a reduction in bureaucracy coming from the regulator in terms of high-level strategic regulation, there's this sort of concern that perhaps it's just being replicated or replaced somewhere else in the system, i.e. in our working with SSEs. That was a hot topic that came out yesterday. Pleasingly today, we heard from John McNamara, who's the Chief Exec of the Alliance of Sector Skills Councils. And again, like me, born optimist, but making some really positive statements about it's in our mutual interest, i.e. the Alliance and FAB, working on behalf of each of our member organisations to get this system working to best effect, because nobody wins from a needlessly drawn-out, laborious, bureaucratic system. We want to deliver government and employers what they say they need, and they haven't had thus far. And that's quick to market, responsive, flexible qualifications that, as John said, actually impacts on business improvement. Through that, then we're all winners.